Welcome to Intermediate Algebra, Unit 3, Lesson 3. This is video 3 of 4 in this lesson. And in this video, we will talk about how we find the equation of a horizontal or a vertical line, a line that essentially has, well, you might think of it as no angle, but it's not at a slant. It's either straight across or straight up and down. So those are the lesson objectives. How do we find the equation of a horizontal line, or how do we know from an equation that a line is horizontal? And how do we find the equation of a vertical line, or recognize from an equation that a line is vertical? First of all, I want to make sure we all understand that horizontal, you think of the horizon that goes across when you look out on the ocean and see kind of the line where the sky meets the water, or the sky meets the earth. That's the horizon. And vertical line, so this is horizontal. And vertical goes up and down. Straight up and down. A wall is vertical, a floor is horizontal. So here is the graph of a horizontal line. And if we could see this graph a little bigger, it's really not very big, so it's a little hard to see. We could see that this crosses the y-axis at y equals 2. Well, if a line is either horizontal or vertical, the name of the axis it crosses is in the equation, and where it crosses is on the other side. A horizontal or a vertical line will always just have a letter equals a number, and the letter is the name of the axis it crosses. This does get confusing to students because if you look at this graph, the line in red is, it's parallel to the x-axis, so we want to say it's x equals. So it's not. It's not the x-axis. It's parallel to the x-axis, but that's not what matters. What matters is which axis it crosses, and we cross the y-axis right here at y equals 2. So you write down the name of the axis you cross, and equals the number it crosses at. So that's a horizontal line. All horizontal lines are y equals a number. So the reason for that is if I were to pick some other points on this line, let's pick one here. Sorry, that's not cooperating. One right there. I want to be on the 10, and another one over here. So the 2 points I've more or less marked out here are at x equals -5, and it looks like y equals 2 there, x equals 10, y equals 2. For any number of points, I could keep writing the coordinates of any point on this line here, and they would all have a y coordinate equal to 2. So y equals 2 is like saying y is always 2. That's your instructions for finding points of the line. Y is always 2. No other point can be on the line. The slope of a horizontal line is said to be 0. And this is because the y coordinates of any 2 points are the same, so when I apply my slope formula, where I do y2 minus y1 over x, sorry, let me erase that and be a little neater about my work, x2 minus x1, I subtract 2 numbers that are the same on the top, I will get 0, and the x's will be different, so I will get 0 over some number. Okay? 0 divided by a number is 0. I can't divide by 0, but I can divide 0 and get 0. If 0 is on the top, you're okay, your slope is 0. So you have a slope, you can walk on it. The slope of a floor is 0. Mathematically, the way to remember this is the top of the fraction will become 0, so that makes my answer 0 because the bottom will not be 0. So vertical lines, well, horizontal lines were y equal, so it makes sense the vertical line would include the x. So these are the cases of lines where you might not have both letters. If you only have one letter, you have either a horizontal or a vertical line. And this one I'm looking at right now, I can see I cross the x-axis at -3. So I cross the x-axis at -3, and that's how I write the equation. If I pick points on this line, we'll see that x is always -3. So if I pick some more points here on this line, let's see that this one here is, looks like I'm at x is -3, x is -5. Let's pick one up here. Well, x is still negative 3. I haven't moved left or right. I've just moved up. Negative 3, 10 is this point. So x is always negative 3 is the same as saying x equals negative 3. Every point in that line will have the same x coordinate. That is a vertical line. Now the slope of a vertical line is undefined, and it comes from the same reasoning that the slope of a horizontal line is 0. If you look at the slope formula, and the points I just picked, my y's were different, but x was always negative 3. And negative 3 minus a negative 3 is 0, because you end up doing negative 3 plus 3. So I will be dividing by 0. You cannot divide by 0. You just can't do it. Mathematicians do not like it because they don't know how to define it, so they say it's undefined. So a vertical line has undefined slope. You can't walk on a vertical line, so it's also said to be no slope. You've probably heard that in some places, maybe in high school. So a vertical line, you're dividing by 0. You can't divide by 0. If you try it in your calculator, it tells you you've made an error. So that is undefined. So now, you try it. There's this slide and the next slide. So try this one, stop the video, try this one. Start the video again, you'll see the second problem, try that one, and then go and check the answers. So find the equation of this line shown. Okay, you're back. Now try to find the equation of this line shown. Stop the video, write down what you're thinking, what you're seeing. Take a look at it on the guide, on the notes you printed out. The answers will come. Here come the answers. Okay, so x equals 4 was the first line, it was vertical. Y equals negative 3 was the second line, it was horizontal. And if you plot if you can't remember which is which, pick some points off the line, write down the coordinates, and see what number is the same. Is it the x's or the y's that are the same? And that'll also tell you. Thank you for joining me on this edition of Math Teacher to Go, having to do with horizontal and vertical lines, and I will see you in video 4 of this lesson.